we will march to State House. We will march to State House. Kwa wakisi wote ambao hawajawahi fika State House, this is your day. We will be there no matter what. Lazima tufike State House.
The president always lie every now and then. Na sasa mimi nikisema is a liar, I won't withdraw that is a liar.
Well, a very good evening to you and welcome to Checkmate on Hot 96. My name is Emmanuel To and you're just in time for the latest updates in terms of the political activities in the country. And today we have a pleasure of having GenZs. Remember, we are marking 1 year since the demonstrations, the protests that were led by the youthful wing of the country actually moved into the political space, bringing a lot of changes in the country. And this week we've had a chance to witness some of the activities, the demonstrations, and about 2 days to go for June 25th anniversary. But I want them to introduce themselves, the GenZs that we have on the show today.
My good name is Omwanza, son of Omwanza, mostly known as Daktari Babazuri, student leader for all comrades in the Republic of 254.
I'm Marvin Mabonga, but commonly known as Kioti Songo on the Express. So I'm really happy to be here.
It has been quite an eventful day, and I want us to listen to something that has just come up this evening, just about an hour ago, from the Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja.
The circulation of false, malicious, and politically motivated allegations against me. I would like to say it for the record, and let me be clear and unequivocal. I have never and will never sponsor violence of any kind. My entire political life has been anchored on siasa safi, which upholds human dignity, the rule of law, and the democratic rights of every Kenyan. I have never used violence to gain power, and I never will. My record speaks for itself. These accusations are not only false, they are a desperate attempt by certain well-known individuals whose political careers are marked by violence, by intimidation, by chaos, who have gone as far as to hire goons to come and infiltrate protests and say that I'm the one who sent them, so as to taint my name and to gain political mileage.
The comments are nothing far from comedy. Our good governor, I respect him as our governor because he was elected by a majority of our people of this capital city of Kenya. You see, it is in law they say that res ipsa licita, meaning that the facts speaks for themselves. You know, you cannot have people in the streets, you know, proudly saying that Sakaja, we have protected your offices, Sakaja, thank you so much, you protect this town, Sakaja. You know, everyone is going back to that name, Sakaja. And then you come and tell us, even from that, I wish you could also play that clip the previous week when he said that to next week we will be I'll face you, I'll meet you in town. You know, you cannot come from other counties to come to cause chaos in our town. So what we can say about those words about our governor, like they are just mere comedy. Those are lies. You know, when he says that his politics is anchored in siasa safi, it's ironical. It's ironical from what we see, because the goons that came, we can even tell, we have evidence kwa kalatas, we can even tell where he assembled the boda guys. We can even tell who he's using. We have people who have gone back to the village claiming their lives are in danger because of the rage, you know, the rage they have received, the salamus they have received from the GenZs. We can name the guns that they have been using. You know, I don't want to name names here, but if I was to, or I was in a court of law, I could have done that, and I could have tabled my evidence. Yeah, we know who the people that has been used. Not that we have not been approached for such acts.
Have you been approached?
I've been approached for such assignment as a student leader to bring comrades to cause chaos.
How does it happen?
I don't know how they do it, but what I know is that those people, the politicians, they always try to use us as young people. That's why I said after the last year's GenZs mandamano, that as youths, as students, we are not going to be used again to cause chaos. We are not going to see our lives, you know, our young people losing their lives again or anymore on the streets. We have had enough of deaths or people losing their lives. So our governor, please sisi hatuna shida na yeye. We are demonstrating in this county of Nairobi because it's the capital city, and also because it's the city that is the central business district of our country. That's why we are doing this.
Okay.
So those, whatever he was saying, are total lies. And we have evidence that he is the one who organized, facilitated, and ensured that was happening.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm even flabbergasted because personally I was in the streets, and
On Wednesday.
all the days I've been on the streets, and I remember personally I'm the one who actually began that protest, if I'm not wrong, before Babazuri joined us. So honestly, you know, before that is Tuesday, on Thursday, the previous week, we were on the streets, of course, demanding for justice for Albert Ojwang. And then at around 3 p.m, we saw some rogue young people coming on the streets with whips. And of course, they tried to whip the young people who are protesting peacefully. It was along Harambe Avenue. And then thereafter, because we didn't have numbers to counter them, we had to go back at home and then plan for the protest that came the following week, that is on Tuesday. Then on Tuesday, actually, personally I was informed that there are goons that are coming on the streets, and they were being assembled there at Uhuru Park. Then they were given hizo mipini. Then thereafter, because we were so ready about them and we knew they were coming, we waited for them. So after waiting for them, you saw what happened. Some of them lost their bikes, some of them were ascended to, some of them were beaten. Then some of them, there is a guy whom we greeted him on the ground there. And then because his fellow goons in uniform were there with a lorry, we had to hand over him to the fellow goons. Those are the police officers, of course, you know that they are behaving as goons as well. So after them, we had a number of goons coming in again. That was at around 4 p.m. And these goons were passing by the office of Governor Sakaja, and they were chanting, "Sakaja, we are on the street and we have protected the city. So Sakaja, tumefanya kazi mzuri." So if you have gone to school and you've read literature, then you'll honestly understand and conclude that it's Sakaja and the county government of Nairobi that organized for the goons to come on the streets so that they can counter the young people.
Okay. What is wrong with the governor saying that you need to follow the constitution as you demonstrate, be peaceful and unarmed?
What's the role of the police? The police ndio anafaa kuwa na protect. Anafaa kutu protect. Na hapo kwa statement yake unasikia amesema, you can even, just the last 2 words, mtanipata town. What does that mean? It's like ukiwa pale, okay, I forgot, I went to GenZ language. You can speak even Sheng. Mazee mabadi wangu pia wao wasikiji, unajua wako tuned. What does it mean when a parent or a teacher or a lecturer tells you utaniona? It's never something good. I fight ni zawadi anakupea iti utaniona. It means kuna kitu, na hiyo kitu lazima ikuje na mazee repercussions kibao. Article 37 of the constitutions gives us freedom to demonstrate, freedom to peaceful assembly, but also that right. You know, they always say there is no freedom without limitation. That right is subject to limitation of according to Article 24. That in case there is it is a threat to a national security, demonstration yenu neza katazwa. But you see, ours was not against national, it was not subject to national security, insecurity and all that. We were doing very peaceful. Yeye mwenyewe amesema hapo, hiyo ni demonstration gani yenye watu wanakuja wakiwa armed? Okay? So sisi GenZ mgani uliona wako armed?
If you go through, you know, I've been looking at a certain photo which I posted on 12th June. That is after the first demonstration, whereby we had goons coming on the street. So I want to prove that it's actually, this violence was manufactured at City Hall. In this photo, I'm having Governor Sakaja on the first frame with the same wristband, the yellow one, right? Can you see that? And then on the second photo, we have Mosiria, who works at the CEC. Is the CEC, right?
I think environment,
environment. Is having the same wristband, a yellow wristband. And then on this photo, we are having 3 goons. If you can look keenly, they are having hizo mipini za jembe, right? One of them is wearing the same wristband that Sakaja and Mosiria are wearing. Is it a coincidence? So personally, if I was to make a verdict on this, then Sakaja and Mosiria, they are liable for the goons being brought on the streets.
So either Mosiria and Sakaja wakuja tuambie wao kati ya wao na hao watu watatu nani leaders na nani goons, because wote ni the same. Unaelewa? Wote ni the same. Juu lazima watuambie, because honestly the role of the police ni ku provide order. But ukiangalia juzi tukiwa maandamano, maze unaingia pale street Moi Avenue hadi unashangaa sasa GenZ ni nani na goons ni nani? Kwa sababu so the only way we could identify huyu ni goon na huyu ni GenZ ana hizo mpini. Unajua mpini kweli ile nini ya jembe ile kwa kila. Kwanza zao by the way zilikuwa zimeongezwa thickness. Sio ile jembe yenye nimezoea huko Kisia, Manyamira na Limanga nayo. Hii imeongezwa bana, hata mkono wangu itoshi, lazima nishike mbili. So huwezi ona GenZ hizi shika hiyo na mkono moja. Lazima ingekuwa ni goon. Unaelewa? So what we are asking, I know we are coming to on Wednesday. What's going to happen on Wednesday?
Yeah,
but even as we talk that, we want to caution the governor. The governor, you know your mandate, okay? Barabara hapa Nairobi tuko na issues. Basaris vijana wapati, sijui anapeana wapi. Kazi anafaa kufanya hafanyi. The only thing he's doing is saying that hii town yake. Town gani alikuja akaipata? Hata kama alizaliwa Nairobi, pia sisi tulizaliwa Nairobi. So tumempea tu mandate ya 5 years afanye Kenya alituambia kwa manifesto. Na kwa manifesto hakuna pale alitaja hata empower goons. Sasa hao goons walilimwa, okay, hatuko walima, walisalimu watu kidogo hapa na pale, masaji nini juu hawana pesa. Pesa wanapewa ni dhao by the way ama punch. Hiyo punch huwezi enda nao masaji hapa Kilimani. That's why tuliwa kutoka CBD tukawaambia tutakupea masaji ya free uende hospitali unaupone na ikuwe funzo kwa wengine. And we managed to get 2 or 3 of them. We managed to get two of three. But also we want to ask the police, starting with the IG, kindly stop working with the goons. Yani unaona askari juzi, video ziko hapa, askari wako pamoja na watu.
There was actually a vehicle that was being escorted.
Exactly, na nini? So kama wewe ni askari na uko na bunduki, mbona unatembea na mtu akona mpini? Si basi uache bunduki au mkuje nayo mpini. Ndio tupatane sasa GenZ na watu wa mpini. Mbona mko na mpini na mko na bunduki? Na sisi Kenya tu tuko nao ni constitution na bendera na maji.
Okay.
With the young people, number one, we don't have jobs because the guy anasema alikuwa mboka. Kukuwa mboka is not an official job. Kukuwa mboka maybe hustling here and there. So the young people, they don't have jobs. And if you look at our population today, we are having almost 30 million. These are the young people. They don't have jobs. Number two, unangalia hiyo lugha yenye wanatumia, it's because still bado ni mambo ya job. If you are having a good job, honestly, then it will be so hard for you to kwanza kuunda terms kama hizo, kudig law, hao ni watu wenye wamekaa tu wametulia, so we don't have anything to do. We have to think beyond the box. So we are coming up with a different language. Unajua kwa Kiswahili unasema isimu jamii lugha hukua. Sasa hapo unapata lugha zingine zimeanza kutokea, and now the older generation, they can't understand exactly what we are trying to mean. Another thing is we were demonstrating because Albert Ojwang was murdered in the police cell. Imagine being taken from Homa Bay all along to Nairobi Central Police Station. That's over 350 kilometers away. And then in 1 hour's time, you are beaten up by the police, you are murdered, and then taken to the city mortuary. So the young people were frustrated. Hata huyo mwenye anasema tulitaka kuretaliate una diglo, he was so frustrated from that accent. Hata ukisikia from that tone, he was frustrated. So honestly, what the government is trying to do, I don't think there is anything they need to do now. It's only to vacate those offices, go home, relax, alafu si tuanze kuwajengea nchi, because ni kama tunawafunza kazi ya kufanya. So may Albert Ojwang's soul rest in peace. Okay. But Eliud Lagat must be arrested.
Okay, and that has not happened until now.
Yeah, it hasn't happened. You see, the young people, when we went to the streets,
what will it take for him to be arrested? Because the Inspector General of Police was actually last asked this question. Why is he still in office, the Deputy Inspector General? And he said it is because the investigation has not pointed to him. Okay. So what is wrong with him?
The investigation actually should be pointing at him directly, because he's the one who gave orders for Albert Ojwang to be arrested from Homa Bay, then taken to Nairobi, because he's the one who actually made a claim at the DCI. So after there, sisi the young people, we are demanding that he should resign and then get arrested, prosecuted, alafu atumwe Shimo la Tewa because committee ni hapa karibu, atakuja kuonwa apelekwe kule Shimo la Tewa. But unfortunately he just said he has stepped aside. So honestly, what we need to do, there is nobody who is above the law in this country unless it's the constitution. But Eliud Lagat should be in jail. Unfortunately, the corruption you're having in this country, the people who are in the authority, they are all corrupt and they are all masters of these impunities. So it's so hard for them, and that's why on 25th June, that is next week, on Wednesday, we are going to march to State House to ensure that we demand now justice fully.
Okay, we'll get to that. This Albert Ojwang situation, which actually caused all these situations that we have, from the events that have led to this date, would you say the government is shooting itself on the foot because there are so many things that they're doing wrong that are leading to these things?
After last year's demos that we came out in large numbers, I was abducted in December. After I was abducted, I came out.
You were part of those people who were abducted?
Yeah, I was abducted.
When?
It is in the public domain. So it was around December 17th. I was doing my exams in school. Some 3 Subarus. All of them filled with... Actually, they were even excess in those cars. Moja imebeba watu kaa 5 6. Walinikujia hapo, tulikimbizana sana Parklands. I was taken, wherever I was taken is so traumatizing. I always never wanted to talk about that. But for the few who came out to my rescue, and they know very well, I really appreciate for that. I knew what I went through. It is not something that anyone will ever want to go through. My mother went to a coma after hearing the news, the sad news. It really took a lot of engagements, conversations for me to be released as when I came home. And after coming home, the same vehicle that came for me is the same vehicle that went for a good friend from Udhiru. The young man was taken from the shop. The same vehicle, same number plates. You could even check and see the owner. But anyway, from there, after bandamano iliisha, nilikuja nikaangalia nikasema pana, sometimes not iron for an iron, eye for an eye. We can always have a discussion. I gave my president a benefit of doubt. One, Daktari William Samoei Ruto. I said in 2022, we went all over the country campaigning for Baba. But the Kenyans, as the constitution says, Article 1, Section 1 says that power belongs to the people and shall be exercised according to this constitution, and no any other, not even customary law can supersede it. I said no, because more than 5 million people came out and vested their own responsibility to one person. Let me respect that. I gave my president a benefit of doubt, and I said, for the first time we are seeing a president who is coming down to talk to the young people. He came to Twitter, he came to town hall meetings. I was happy for that. I thought maybe he could learn. We all make mistakes. He could learn from the events of 25th June. But what happened? After that, we have seen people being killed. This year I didn't even expect. I said last year it was the last time I could go to a maandamano. I said I will never come out again. Last year I was arrested many times. You were there, we were there on the street, you could see. Many times I was taken to KCC police station, Central. Ni kama nilikuwa naenda my internship kwa hizo police station zote. Ninaingia, ninakula, ninatoka. Lakini nashukuru juu alikuwa na provide food na comrade mazee kuinama mani na kwa ngori. So ukiingia stage pale unapata kiroma, alafu mambo inakuwa best, unarudi mtaani, maisha inaendelea. Ukipata, unaelewa? So after that nilijua story tumemaliza, hii gavaita ita respond positively. But sahi angalia, how do you go? Honestly, it really pains. Boys wetu walikuwa asthmatic. Mnamtocha amjui, umse anahitaji dawa yake yenye anatumia. Umse anahitaji. Constitution iko clear kabisa kwa Evidence Act. Tunaambiwa pale kila police station ikingishwa huko lazima uambie kosa yako, lazima usomewe zile requirements, lazima uko na legal msee mwenye atakusaidia, advocate or something, access to someone, lazima upige mtu yote simu at least umwambie niko kwa ngori. But what did they do? They broke all those rules. They broke all those laws. Na ni wase, ndio maana tena narudia, na hii by then nita insist if we going to have the next bunch of leaders, please change the laws. Let us have competent people going to these forces. Let's have people who can read and write in English. Let us have people who can read for you your mistakes in English. Sio nakwambia kitu tu wanatoa kitu kidogo. That's the is that a unit in there when wanafunzi huko Kiganjo. So what we are asking ni please let us have people wenye wanaweza sikiliza, because look, venye tulikuja maandamano on Thursday, do you know we can have a very peaceful maandamano without the police.
What is the plan to ensure the protests are peaceful, number one, because that is paramount, peace is paramount, and number two, how are you going to get to State House with the security that is going to be deployed?
You know, what Kenyans don't understand and what they don't know is that the State House is not a private property. The State House is a public office. Anybody who wishes to go to the State House and present their petitions, they need to be allowed to go there.
It's a protected area.
It is a protected area. You are protecting State House yenye mwizi.
Also our lives should be protected pia.
Let's mind about that.
Okay, sawa.
Withdraw and apologize for that.
I'll apologize later. I'll apologize.
Okay.
So, instead of protecting 50 million Kenyans out here, we are having young people being killed in the police cells. We are having a place mahali inafaa ikuwe a public office, calling that a protected area. So honestly, on that day, we are demanding that we have a peaceful demonstration. Yeah, and this peaceful demonstration, it only come about if the police officers don't use excess forces, because
So ningependa kukupea lineup mzuri kabisa ya GenZ. Kumbuka sisi tuko leaderless bado. Tuko leaderless. So hii ni maoni ya wetu, tumekaa tu chini hivi wale GenZs na tukaona kwamba this is the plan for that. GenZs kama kawaida, GenZ tunaamka mapema saa 2 na dakika 10 tutakuwa na opening prayer, maombi kwa kila pahali penye kutakuwa na congregation. Nairobi, Kisii, Nyamira, kuko nyumbani, kila mtu anaomba na lugha yao ndio maombi ifike mbinguni. Saa 2 na dakika 10 na saa 3 tutakuwa na praise and worship. GenZ ni watu wanapenda Mungu ama vipi mabonga? Kabisa ni watu tuna appreciate the presence of Sakaja. Jukasi yeye sasa tungekuwa atuko 9 to 9:10 tuko na 10 minutes of silence of our heroes who didn't reach Canaan where we were headed to, but wali back in njiani. It's because of the will and the wish of God, but we also appreciate and thank God for that. Heroes like Denzel, heroes like Rex Masai, heroes like Boniface Kariuki pia ambaye ako hospitalini, heroes like all of them, ule mwenye ameuliwa pia Kasarani. Saa 3 na 10 na 10 1 hour after that 10:10 we'll have speeches by departed heroes parents representatives apart from baba ya Albert. Everyone else atakuja atapeana speech kwa sababu tunataka wale ambao kuna ile uchungu ambao sio kazi yao ni kubenefit. Anyway, we'll have speeches by departed heroes parents or representatives. From 10 to 10 to 11:10 we will have what we call kimbi and tear gas 1 2 3 by police. Okay, juu hiyo lazima ikue, hatuwezi iwacha. Unajua sisi ni watu tunapenda ukweli, si ndio? Lazima tukue na mchezo kidogo hapa na pale. Baadhi tuko na hadi mpira, tutakuwa tunacheza CBD. Sisi yani tunajibamba, lakini mwenye atakuja na mpini na matiagas bado tu atatupata hapo. Saa 6 kamili noon citizens assembly at main roundabouts ya archives pale, ya railways pale, ya Haile Selassie, ya University Way, ya Globe kuingia tao, Nyayo House hapo lazima tuwe na assemblies ndio tupeane direction. Saa 6 na saa 6 na dakika 10 we will march to State House. Kwa wakisi wote ambao hawajawahi fika State House, this is your day. We will be there no matter what. Lazima tufike State House. Saa 7 arrival at State House. Saa 7 na saa 7 na dakika 5 namalizia tu tafadhali. By saa 8 nitakuwa nimemaliza. Saa 7 na saa 7 na dakika 5 we will be lowering the UDA presidential standard. Yeah, and then kutoka hapo
hiyo program utaiacha. Unajua ni wapi?
Asifiki huko, siwezi fika huko. Yeah, lakini tutafika Canaan. We will do that, and then after that by saa 8 will be declaration of the new republic, and also will be swearing in the transitional council, whereby I will be the minister for entertainment for GenZs. Mabonga here will be the CS for
mimi nitashughulikia masuala ya chakula taki vitu nyingi
yeah, because so that is the plan, but for unaona hapa hakuna chaos, hakuna tunaharibu kitu ya mtu.
Hiyo party ya kimbikimbi,
lakini ya kimbikimbi ni kwani wewe una talent ya kukimbia? We are coming to express our talents, you know. Kuna marafiki zetu from Rift Valley wanakuja hapo kwa experience nini zao, so sisi. Lakini ukiangalia program ya Sakaja ama wale wengine na guns, utaona hapo wametenga, wameweka pesa za kununua mipini, pesa za kutu face, pesa za kutu distract. So sisi the only thing we have, unaona tume center event yetu kwa Mungu, kwa Sakaja atulinde tuweze kufika Canaan, na sisi hatuna ubaya na mtu.
Marvin, kuna kitu imeacha kwa program?
Kama kuna religious leaders, kama kuna wale watu wanaenda kanisa na wale ni Muslims, tafadhali mtembee na Quran, mtembee na Bible, because you don't know any time tutafanya swearing in. We are going to ensure that honestly tumechoka. Ukiona tumeanza kufika hapa tumechoka. Yeah? Saizi the country mali imefika, akia Mungu ukaamuka tu alafu msikie Kasonga hayuko, tutapiga celebration nyingine safi sana, because we are really suffering. Yeah. So on that day swearing in tutafanya. Raila aliogopa this time, sisi tunaswear mtu tunajua.
Like wakati Albert aliuliwa, we expected as a father, you know, as a leader, come out remorsefully, give out a statement, say, you know, we apologize for this. Not calling the father and sending 2 million. What will 2 million do? What will 2 million do?
If it was you, upewe 2 million, utakata?
Nitakata. For my son. For my son Omanza Junior. For my son Omanza Junior. Oh, hey.
What was wrong with the father taking the money?
Taking
the money?
No, you shouldn't, because number one, unachukuaje do before tupate justice. Sisi tunatokea tao. Hiyo siku amekuja, siku na kijana amegongwa juu ya nini Albert. Honestly, we are fighting for you. It's because we are feeling the pain. We are feeling the pain. Unajua bei ya Pampers sasa ni pesa ngapi Emmanuel to? Alafu mtoto umemlea mpaka mfika 31 years. 31. Pampers sasa ni 2500 ndugu yangu, najua maybe ujui. 2500 na kuna watoto unatumia karibu 2 per week. By that afike 31, it means umemlea. You have spent a lot of money. You have invested your feelings, you have invested your resources. Alafu mtu anakuja kumtocha. Hata si kumuua tu, yani kifo. Ndugu yangu, inauma sana. So that's why we are telling our president, tafadhali our president, you are a daktari, you are a wise person, wewe tafadhali umesoma kuliko wengine wenye tunajua hawajasoma. Umesoma, tafadhali use that knowledge and the wisdom that God has given you to rule this country very well.
Okay.
Last year tuliingia parliament, ukatuita goons. Siku ya pili ukatuita daughters and sons. Sasa saa hii kwani daughters tumegeuka, tumekuwa ma cousins?
Okay.
How are we going to ensure that huyo jamaa anaenda one term? Number one, actually personally I'm vying for an elective seat,
Kimilili.
an MP seat in Kimilili. Yeah. I'm going to ensure that I take that seat. But before that, I came to realize that in Kenya we are having a lot of young people. I just said we are over 30 million. I want to give you statistics. In 2022 general election, we had 22 million registered voters. Out of 22 million, we had 14 million turning out to vote. Right? Out of those 14 million, from the statistics ya IBC, wanasema kwamba only 40% of the young people between the age of 18 and 35, they turned out to vote. So we are remaining with around 60% of the young people who didn't vote.
Yeah.
Ukiangalia from that statistics, we had almost 8 million people not voting, right? From 8 million hawakupiga kura, and then from 2022 to 2027, it's a span of 5 years. Every 1 year we are having over 1 million. Let me use 1 million. 1
IBC
million
says 5.7 million will be registered by 2027.
Okay, 5.7 million will be registered by 2027. Chukua hiyo, now those are young people. I don't think kama kuna mtu mwenye uko above the age of 25 ana kura, because lazima alipiga kura last election ama aliregister. So you take that 5 million plus 8 million, unapata ngapi? 13 million, right? From that 13 million unapata kwamba last year si president, hiyo general election, the president got 7 million. The other side walipata 6, right? So we are giving them a benefit of doubt kwamba hivyo venye wameungana wote wawili hivyo, because the other guy anapenda handshake sana, hata afanye hizo zinamwangushanga tu. they are going to get like 3 million. Na hiyo 3 million mimi sijui itatoka wapi, because there is no Kenyan who is going to vote for William Ruto. It's going to be so hard.
There's some who will.
Some maybe the families, but I even doubt if the wife will be voting for him. So unachukua hiyo 13 million plus 5 million, utapata 18 million, right? In 18 million, let us give us a benefit of doubt kwamba 3 million will not vote. And that's why every now and then when we are doing the Gen Z rallies out there and civic engagement, we are targeting 15 million Gen Zs to come out in the next general election to vote. And we believe that we are a constituents and our votes are going to be in the same, in a single basket.
Okay.
So what the young people were trying to do ni kwamba leo nilikuwa nauliza some other guys kwamba if today we just focused on the presidency peke yake, we produce a good president, and then huko kwa parliament we are having the Oscar Sodis, the Kimani Ichung'was, then what are we going to have as a country? And that's why with the young people, personally as Mabonge and others whom we have tried to organize ourselves, we are going to ensure that we focus on the parliamentary seats, that's the Senate and the National Assembly.
Okay.
After that we are going for MCAs. Okay. And then huko president hata mkiweka kasongo, si tunakuja tunafagia mara moja.
Kuna constituency unapata mtu MP amerudi mara 5. Hadi unashanga MP ni MP mgani amerudi mara 5?
Labda anafanya kazi
gani?
Performance,
hakuna bro. Performance bro, ni anajua tu akona watu wa IBC pale, akona unala anajua venye anapanga madhe pale time fulani ya elections na campaigns, bado anarudi kumvotia. So Kenyans tunafaa kuamka. That's why nimekwambia I still insist. Mimi stories za one time ama two time siko hapo kabisa. Mimi before uko two term, because look at this. MCAs wanapeana basari, MPs wanapeana basari, governor anapeana basari. Wewe jiulize ka Gen Z, ka comrade, ka youth, ni basari gani umewaipata? Unaelewa? Huyo MP ulichagua amekusaidiaje? MCA ulichagua amekusaidiaje? So before liye kasongo, acha tutoke tusafisha hapa chini, because look at this. If we had good numbers in parliament, in the National Assembly, saa hata tungekuwa tunalia one time. Tungesema maze majority na anakuwa impeach because it's provided in the constitution, MPs wanaweza mtuma home. But sasa hatuna, tulifamboluko juu tukafambola hapo na nini. So as we go to the next election, let us come out in numbers. Najua Gen Z maze Gen Z nao kuamka na kuanga pia ngori, lakini hiyo day tuamke, tujitokeze, tupige kura, tuchague wase, tusiangalie ile pesa handouts tunapewa punch dhao nini, tuangalie maze ni nani atatusaidia. Okay. Sitaki kutaja majina, mimi najua nani nitapigia because ninajua hao si wenye wanaweza deliver juu tumeona track record. But sasa Kenyans tunaangalia nini, mtu amefanya kitu mbaya nimedigi, unacheki
actually I wanted honestly say this is tumerevuka. Unajua mjinga akirevuka bana mwerevu anakuanga mashakani. So at this point what we are trying to tell them is that we are also making our own table. We are not going to accept to be called on the table and then tutumike kama ile nini wanatandikanga kwa meza ukitaka kukula inaitwaje. We don't want to be used. Yeah, hiyo mat. So for now wacha watulie tu. See they thought with the young people ni sisi wa kupiga tu watu kwa streets. Let us show them the game because we want to play their game that they have lived to. Na tutaonyesha kivumbi vibaya sana. Fagia wote.
Okay. Has the president achieved those promises that he made at that time?
Every now and then tumekuwa tuna document all the lies and sijui zimefika 700 and what. So the president, what he has done, he has made it even more worse because if you look at his cabinet, he fired and I remember mimi naweza jivunia kwamba I told him that he has incompetent cabinet secretaries when we were having an express. He fired them and then still hired them back. So hiyo ni uongo ya kwanza alitupatia. Number 2, he said that he's going to reduce some funding on unnecessary things. But if you look at even the budget of this financial year yenye nakuja 25-2026, we are having billions of money zinaekwa pale kwa renovation of the State House. Today I was looking at what he promised
on the what are these called, the advisors.
Yes.
He said he would cut them by 50%.
In fact he has hired more advisors than wenye walikuwa kitambo, because even today I'm being informed that the nephew to Raila Odinga is his advisor. Watu wote he are having more advisors than even the cabinet secretaries.
About 20 of them.
Yeah, about 20 of them.
And there were 7 when he was making this
so he has made it even triple. So ametudanganya kabisa. And I was looking at on was it in 2016 was it in 2016 huko nyuma akitaka wapatie another term when he was the deputy president, he actually lied to Kenyans that when they are going to get that term akiwa na Uhuru Kenyatta, Kenyans are going to have free education from primary to university. But today as we speak, ukiangalia kwa hii bill yenye tumekuwa nayo, the national examinations, they have been allocated 0 shillings. So it means
but the CS said that they were going to add,
and then you believed him,
to bring the money,
and then you believed him.
We'll check the budget because they were given 700 billion shillings, which is higher than what they had.
They need
the
to document that, because if you are going to give national examinations 0 shillings, then it means that the parents of this nation are going to pay for those examinations. I've been in campus, actually. I graduated is it last year? Yeah, last year in December. When we were in campus, we didn't have the funding model tuko nayo saizi. The old funding model, as an engineering student doing a degree, you will be pay we used to pay 19,700 per semester. But today as we speak, that amount has been tripled in such a way that this new funding model, it's doing more harm to the students. So the president always lie every now and then. Na sasa mimi nikisema is a liar, I won't withdraw that is a liar.